Hello Cancer, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Jane and this is my channel, International Tarot. I wanted to introduce to you my new deck that I got. It's called the Tarot of Delphi. It's quite different. It utilizes some neoclassical paintings of Roman and Greek mythology. It's actually quite beautiful and it's so fun to work with, and I think there's a lot of human emotion that comes out in a lot of these cards that don't really come out with the other decks, and that's what's always fun about getting a new deck is you start seeing things and learning more about each card. So that's this. I made a note here. I had a lot of questions about my candle holder. I just got it at TJ Maxx. They have a whole bunch of different colors, and you might be able to get them at Ross too, maybe. So nowhere special, just TJ Maxx if you're interested. And that's it. For every video, I do 2 readings. I start with a love reading, and then I move into a general reading. And sometimes the love energies do carry over into the generals as well. So please stay tuned until I at least draw the cards so you can see if you're only interested in the love situation. So, okay, Cancer, this is your love reading for February 2016. Cancer love reading for February 2016. And I think some people might mention my shuffling is different with this deck. It's only different because this card is not as bendable as some of the other decks, and I also really love it, and I don't want to ruin it, so I just don't want to bend the cards. So, okay, Cancer. Here we go. Cancer, February 2016 love reading. The Empress, the Hero of Coins. Now the face cards are a little bit different. The Devotee of Wands, Hero of Cups, the Sun, beautiful card, love it. You may recognize some of the paintings, they are quite famous. 6 of Cups, 4 of Swords, the Moon, the Sun and the Moon, and the Enchantress of Wands. Okay. Now, some of the face cards take on quite different personalities than they do in the Rider-Waite deck. So this is the Rider-Waite deck, the one that is, it's a really famous artwork, and while this is quite wonderful, there are differences in the personalities, so I'm going to kind of go over those as we get to them. So you actually do have a lot of like people cards. The Empress, which for me is always a person, but is also more indicative of your energy, Cancer. Hero of Coins, it's like the Pentacles, but I'm not even going to quite equate him to the King of Pentacles. It's just the Hero of Coins. The Devotee of Wands and the Enchantress of Wands. Cancer, I'm seeing your energy as being the Wands. Perhaps somewhat passionate this month, which I love for any sign, anyone. It is, while you are a water sign, you might be taking on an air of true passion. You also have the Hero of Cups here, so the Hero of Coins, Hero of Cups, and the Hero of Cups indicates a delivery of, or perhaps someone telling you how they feel about you. And I'm just sort of piecing it together right now. I'm going to go back up to the beginning and start, but just to give you a kind of a general overview. You do have a lot of characters and a lot of dynamics going on here. So I'm really getting a sense, and I hope you don't mind nudity. I guess there is nudity in this. It is Renaissance, it's neoclassical art, and it is Roman and Greek mythology, so that's just kind of the way it is. I hope you don't mind. The Empress is the idea of, giving birth to things, giving birth to parts of our lives. And the threes indicate new beginnings and chances. And those chances that we take, the opportunities that we forge ahead, that will bring bounty. She is in a garden full of roses. For me, roses are so important, and I love how many roses we have in this deck because I chose the rose in my logo because roses indicate not only love, so for a love reading, roses are always good, and obviously all the different colors of roses mean different things, but roses also indicate a channeling of divine energy and it's like the vehicle through which we receive messages, and they indicate our ability to open our minds and receive them, and being open to the messages of the universe and being open to the directions in which it's pushing you or guiding you. Pushing might be a little bit not the right word. You do have that air, though, a really stable and available energy. And if you're in a relationship, if you're not in a relationship, either way, it's a really positive energy to have. It's a force that is very attractive. You are available and yet not overbearing. And that kind of goes in line a little bit with this Four of Swords, which I'll get to in a minute. But it takes me, I'm going to go to the Hero of Coins now. The Hero of Coins, this is an image of Hercules, and he is battling the spirit of death. Now, while this is, the coins, the pentacles, a more practical, it's like earth sign energy, more practical, more methodical, steadfast, persevering, people that you can rely upon to get things done. I like the fact that he is shown as being a little aggressive because it is your attack on life. It is your attack on obstacles that really allow things to really take shape. Now, I see this as someone else. It can be male or female because it is a general reading. Someone who might be an earth sign, Hero of Coins, who really, I'm going to say earth or water because you have two heroes, coins and cups. Okay, I know you're Cancer, I know you're water, but I am seeing you being really more the Enchantress of Wands here. And the Hero of Coins is someone that won't really allow the obstacles to get in his way. He's willing to fight for it because ultimately it is for the greater good. It is for the betterment of not only his life, but the lives around him as well. He is a defender of honor, a defender of all things worth defending. The image in and of itself is quite the antithesis of the King of Pentacles, which I was more inclined to make that comparison, but it's difficult for me to go, okay, well, here's this deck and here's the King of Pentacles because it is so different. Now, the Devotee of Wands she is guarding secrets, and she only allows people to enter who have been granted access. She is protecting the depths of her soul, the depths of her heart. She is protecting things that are sacred to her world, her heart, her family, her life. Now, this is your energy. She is also a messenger. She delivers messages from within to external energies. And she delivers messages and accepts messages. If you have the password, if you have the key, she will let you in. So this is you. Again, that coolness of the Empress, that relaxed and non-aggressive state of being, so different from the Hero of Coins, and also the Devotee of Coins, also guarded. So see how you are kind of taking like a, I don't want to say backseat approach, because that's not exactly the right way to say it, but you are stepping back and let others do the work. You are letting others put forth the effort. And this person, whether it is your partner or potential partners, they are willing to fight. They are willing to, they feel that you're worth it. And they are defending their idea of what their life could be with you. I think it's really in your hands whether or not you want to allow them in or not. And I believe you will on some level. And I have to keep holding these up because there's so much detail in these cards as opposed to the others. And it's important for you to see it. And hopefully you can. I know there's a little bit of a glare. But do you see how the Empress's energy is focused on him, and his energy is leaning into you? So it is cyclical. So if there is someone, you know, if you are just dating and there is someone that intrigues you, there is someone that has captured your attention, I think it will be reciprocated. If this is your partner, obviously you are, you know, hopefully, obviously you are interested in them, and it is someone that you want to be in your life. And you're just going through a state or a phase of, I don't want to call it like withdraw. It's not that dramatic. It's just keeping to yourself and not exerting so much energy into getting their approval, getting them to like you, being the person that you think they want you to be. You are just being, you're doing your job. You are being essentially what you are best at being, I guess. And they will communicate to you their feelings and the way they feel to you. The Hero of Cups is a warrior come home from war, and as he sits and relaxes and drinks his wine, he is reporting and giving a detailed account of what happened in the battle. Now, he is objective. It is a card of objectivity, but also elements of subjectivity, of course. When we're dealing with matters of the heart, it always is difficult to be objective. But nonetheless, it is an active card. He is exerting energy into telling his side of the story, into telling you how he feels. And I see beautiful outcomes of that. You are interested in this person. You are interested in your partner. You love them. You care for them. There may be someone on the horizon, someone that you're dating or just getting to know. And there will be a communication, and it will be successful. You have the sun in the center of the reading. Look how beautiful this card is. A woman sleeping. She's peaceful and vibrant, angelic, and there is no worry in her life. There are nothing but perfectly clear skies, the perfectly calm seas, surrounded again by flowers, and resting peacefully. All is good in the world. And that is even right next to the Six of Cups. Almost the same type of message. And it is pure heart, pure truth, genuine kindness and sweetness. And if this is someone that you're just getting to know, perhaps you see them as being, you know, maybe they're fighting too hard. Maybe there are other intentions or ulterior motives. And maybe that's sort of what is keeping your guard up. Maybe that is what is, you know, not allowing you to give him the keys, not allowing him to have the password to your heart. And I'm saying him because it's a female, so, but if you're male, like this is you, this can be a female. Again, it can go either way. And you know, if you're male and you're interested in female, she can be the one to do the reporting and tell you how she feels. So this is a message to you that their message, the other person's message, the things that they say, if they tell you how they feel, trust that it is truly how they feel. Again, with the guardedness, what I said about the Empress being pulled back and not as active maybe as the other person. I think the other person is going to be exerting more effort than you. You have the Four of Swords. That's kind of why I said that in the beginning, was because the Four of Swords is even here, resting, pulling the curtain, pulling the shades. You have curtains being pulled, you have doors being closed, and you are guarded. You are stepping back and taking a pause and reevaluating some things, reevaluating perhaps, or maybe you're trying to take an objective approach to it and figure out, is it real? Is there a future? Does it really make sense? Again, if you are in a long-term relationship, if you've been married for many, many years, and there is some expression of caring, some expression of love, and especially if you know this person very, very well, it might be a little bit off kilter. It might not be their true character, or it might just be a little bit different than what you're used to with their personality. So it might put you on guard a little bit and question certain things. You have the moon, the sun and the moon, very celestial reading. And the moon indicates the subconscious and a little bit of fear. It indicates mystery and the unknown. So if you are just starting to date someone and they do tell you how they feel and you decide to move forward, which I feel like you might with the Six of Cups and the Enchantress of Wands, you might take the next steps, Wands being very active cards. You might decide to give it a try, to give it a go and see. And it might be scary. It might be a little I'm trying to think, because I don't see. Well, you know, I'm gonna hold off until I pull the outcome card. I'm second guessing, so I'm gonna pull the outcome and we'll see. The Enchantress of Wands. Again, it is the fire, it is Wands, so it is associated with the fire signs. I understand you're Cancer and, you know, you are a water sign. But the Enchantress of Wands still is, she's a very, she can kind of go both ways, okay? This is an image, is a picture, is an illustration, a painting of a woman, oh, I forget her name, but she was written out of an inheritance, and she takes her family to court. she fought so passionately and so, with such conviction that the emperor fell in love with her and married her, and she became wealthy beyond her wildest expectations. She uses her means for good, for philanthropy and giving back and creating, systems and social programs in her community to really help, and became a really significant force in her lifetime. So while she has the, litigious side, she's also very giving and open-hearted. But if you are screwed over, for lack of a better phrase, you are a fighter. I'm wondering if you aren't feeling like this message that's being delivered to you, his account of how he feels, if you aren't skeptical purely because of something that happened in the past with the Six of Cups, if there was something that occurred in times gone by, whenever, if you're just not put on guard because maybe it's reminiscent of something that happened in the past, reminiscent of something that someone said in the past, and you are just a little put off, causing you to pull back, is this going to happen? Is this going to have the same outcome as it did before? And, I don't see any swords here, so not a lot of questions, but just a little bit of caution. Even though the wands are more active, with the other cards, it tells me that it is a little bit more of a pull back as opposed to a move forward, but yet still open to the idea of moving forward and not afraid of changing and not afraid of trying it again and taking risks. Absolutely not. The wands are indicative of risk taking sometimes. So let's pull. And moving into that darkness of the moon, and moving into the darkness of our subconscious sometimes can be a risk. And allowing ourselves to be vulnerable and to be, a little bit raw sometimes. Okay. And another thing, some people have asked me, when a card jumps out or when a card falls out when I'm shuffling, why I don't pull them out. It's simply because I don't feel like they're meant to come out. It's just me. I feel like it's just too disorganized and haphazard, and I don't feel good usually when that happens. Very rarely do I pull out cards where I'm like, oh, of course, that makes perfect sense, So I just like to only pull out cards in a more organized fashion. It's just my personality. It's just my style of doing the reading. So, say this one again. Okay. And the Seven of Cups, which is a card of also confusion, and feeling a little bit of a fear of being swayed in one direction without true purpose, without true meaning. Again, this speaks to your questioning their motives and not being quite sure how to feel about something. You have the moon, which is this beautiful blue color, and also the blueness of the water in her robes. And this is an image of a woman playing a lyre, and she enchants. She's a woodland nymph. She enchants the fish in the stream, and they come to hear her play, and they, you know, get all excited and everything. And that's like the activity in your mind. Your mind is whipped into a frenzy, whipped into a state of fogginess, state of confusion. You know, you are being put under a spell, so to speak, a spell of options. And it's confusing, it's frustrating, it's difficult, and the only thing that can stop it is when, you know, she stops playing the lyre. So when things are cleared up, when you decide to take the next steps, when you decide either to trust or not to trust, only then will that confusion stop. But again, a reminder that the message is sincere, the message is genuine. You have the sun in the center, and it's connecting your energies, actually multiple your energies and their energies. It's genuine, it's real. And don't harm yourself or prevent yourself from having something wonderful just because you're unsure, or just because it's reminiscent of something that may have happened in the past. And be this Enchantress of Wands, even though you have the tendencies this month, or, you know, maybe even right now, into next month and even into March a little bit, of pulling back and feeling hesitant and feeling guarded, feeling like you need to make sure they deserve you, and just getting over that, and not being so hung up on what you think they're trying to do, as opposed to just accepting it at face value, taking it for face value, accepting the fact that the moon, your subconscious, your fears, they are scary, they are merited on some level. You know, they're there for a reason. But remember that there are roses here as well. And you are being guided by the universe, by angelic beings, by God, your higher self, your all-knowing self, in the right direction. In truth, the moon is more of a savior, the unknown. It's safety in the unknown. I love this deck. It's so pretty. Love, love, love this deck. Okay. Now, Cancer, we are going to move on and do your general. Okay. Give me just a minute to get these back in. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and shuffle for the next reading. Okay. All right, Cancer. What are your general energies for February 2016? See, so that was a card that popped out, and again, rarely do I pull those. I just feel like it's more just due to my shuffling than the universe's, you know, intervention to pull the card. So just the way I do it. Especially since I'm not used to shuffling that way. Okay. Cancer. Your general reading for February 2016. Here we go. Again, the Empress in the exact same position. The Ace of Wands, love. Ten of Cups. Two of Swords. Four of Cups. The Empress. Okay, something about this deck. I'm so happy they both came out. This deck has two Empress cards. Originally, the Empress was a counterpart to the Emperor, more military, more forceful, more strong-hearted. Over time, the story, the Empress became more like Venus and Mother Nature. This deck gave alternative cards, and I had the option to either use one or the other, or both. I decided to use both because I love the idea, but I also didn't want to totally discount this Mother Nature element either, because sometimes it's relevant and it takes on a totally different personality. So you got both, and I am super excited about that. Yay! The Hermit, Strength, and the Chariot, which is interesting that we pulled the Seven of Cups. This is a number 7, so we pulled the Seven of Cups in the last outcome. So definitely have the 7 energies. Okay, well, I don't really need to talk too much about the Empress, the first one, because I sort of already covered that in the last reading. So again, your energies. Now, this can speak on so many different levels. This is a general reading, general energies, and I'm wondering if it's not going to speak to you more on a family level. But it can also talk to career and finance and health and things like that. But I'm seeing more family elements here more so than anything with the Ten of Cups. And the Chariot in this one, here is the king, and he is with his child. Okay, so, and I'll come to that in a moment. There's very social and antisocial energies here. So the Empress, we know what that is. Now, the Ace of Wands is indicative of new adventures, new endeavors, new passions, new projects, new things that we take on. Again, I'm going to say I love this card for every card, but I truly love this one because while she's holding her wand, there is fire on the end. And fire is that spark of passion, and she's wearing this beautiful red dress, which again is indicative of passion. So I'll come to that again. I just wanted to brief you on the card itself. The Ace of Wands, new things. It is a truly prominent entry in your life. Aces in general, ace of any suit, they are quite obvious, and they're not things that we have to go hunt for. They're like things that just sort of fall into our lap, things that we don't expect usually, things that we're not seeking. They just kind of come to us as though rewards from the universe, essentially. Now, the Ten of Cups is again that card of family, like I said, love and joy, peacefulness and connections, and just love in general. All different types of love: romantic love, family love, friendship love, love toward our jobs, love toward the things that we do, our hobbies, our extracurricular activities. All sorts of different kinds of love is indicated here. And your connection, maybe your reconnection or your efforts toward doing something to build those types of ties, to go out and be social and finding a new drive within you to go out and to have a good time. Now, the Two of Swords, and when I say go out and have a good time, I don't necessarily mean in like a dating sense. I mean just to feel excited about, and being the Ten of Cups, it's more family oriented, which is why I said that in the beginning. So, maybe reconnecting with members of your family, sending out messages to everyone, seeing how everyone is doing, that type of thing. And the Two of Swords, I actually like that she's not holding the swords across her chest, because it takes away the symbolic imagery and just sort of, like, the Two of Swords, the thing it represents is, like, this is how it would actually look, I think, on someone's face. I hope you can see that. You know, like, feeling weighed down, like slouchy, and feeling a little bit sad, and feeling a little bit unsure of which direction to take, and feeling stuck in your chair, and not necessarily feeling excited about moving forward or excited about taking the next steps, you know, because you just really aren't sure. You know, you have the secrets. You know, the fact that it is swords means it is associated with our mind, with our thoughts. Here are the scrolls, the secrets of whatever. This is the truth. Scrolls indicate truth, as do swords. But just being maybe even a little bit unwilling to see the truth. Now, energies are carrying over from the love reading, as they often do, and that those ideas of retreating and pulling back and feeling guarded, those energies are being represented here. Two of Swords, Four of Cups, and the Hermit. The Hermit more so because it is a trump card or a major arcana card. And again, I like this version of the Hermit because he's not alone. There are people around him. He is, it's more realistic to how we live our life. You know, we have day-to-days, we have our jobs, we have our duties, the things that we have to continually do. And while there might be an emotional and mental retreat, where we don't engage with people, where we do sort of cut people out, where we perhaps don't reach out, we don't make the efforts, we don't feel like we want to go out and hang out with our friends, we don't feel like we want to spend time with our family, like we just require alone time. And again, the Hermit is a process. I think I always say that whenever it comes up. It's a process. It requires time. It requires energy and effort to get through that. And the process of the Hermit is that process of setting in place the big picture for our lives. What is our place in society, in our community? What is our place in life? What is our purpose? And sometimes when we go through that, it does mean cutting people out of our lives. It does mean maybe not cutting them out of our lives forever, but just not engaging and not allowing others' opinions to influence our decisions. You know, ultimately our life is our responsibility. Our choices, sometimes we don't know what to choose, so we do pull back. We do retreat. And as opposed to being an image of, you know, a hermit in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the wilderness, and emerging from our cabin or whatever, and then embarking upon a journey, it's more, shows it more realistically. You know, you might just not feel like being someone's best friend today because you're just working through some things. That idea of disengagement here in the center of the reading, the Four of Cups. Again, here is a woman sitting alone against a wall and just smelling the roses. And I like that take on it because sometimes we get so caught up in our lives, which you have activity here, Ace of Wands and the Ten of Cups. We get so caught up in our lives that we do forget to quote unquote stop to smell the roses. And as opposed to being, a card of boredom or a card of, not accepting the things that are being given to us, it can sometimes mean just what can we give ourselves, and not necessarily what others can give us, but enjoying the little things in life, and just taking a breather, taking a beat, and just allowing ourselves to reconnect with ourselves, as opposed to looking to external forces and other people and activities and things to really to feed us. We feed ourselves. Don't look to the other things to feed us. We need to feed ourselves. And it's almost like a contradictory idea, because you do have that, like that spark, that passion with the Ace of Wands, and the whirlwind of family and love and just life in general, because I think maybe your life is pretty good. Things are going well. If they're not going well, especially on a family level, this can indicate the potential of something good happening in that field. Now, I'm going to come down here a little bit, because the fact that you have so many different types of cards, like the pulling back, the retreating, and being alone, and then the very social cards, is really shown here in the Chariot. The Chariot being, again, those opposing forces. You have the two beasts, the two animals, pulling the Chariot, sometimes in opposite directions. It is, the difference between, in this card, a boy and a man. It is the difference between the spiritual world and the physical world. And here is a god in the physical realm. That opposition, that type of difference, and what is going on in your mind and in your heart versus what's going on in the world around you, and you having to find balance. The twos are indicative of balance a lot of times, and finding truly what needs to happen in your life. Now, this Empress, again, you're being your energy is coming out a lot in fire energies. Now, this Empress is, I liken her to the Emperor, who is, an Aries or a fire sign. So the fact that this is just the female version of that, and his counterpart, I prefer to think of her as being more of a fire energy versus this one. Okay. She is very much like the Strength card here. Oh, this card is so pretty. She's here surrounded by not only lions, but also a wolf here. And the rose petals, of course. The roses everywhere. And this is a strong, powerful individual, a force not to be reckoned with, and you have strength on your side. And she is not afraid to take action, but yet only takes action when deemed necessary. She doesn't exert unnecessary efforts. She doesn't fight unless she knows she can win, and she doesn't fight unless it's really for the greater good, unless it's really for the better of you and the people around you. So if you have been wronged by someone in your family or someone in your work life, oops, sorry, I just bumped the camera. It might be time for you to really fight and stand up for what is right. Now, the Chariot, while indicating opposition and dualities, opposing forces, can also indicate victory, as opposite as that is, and contradictory. The meaning of the card itself is almost contradictory at times, and can be a card truly of success, and that you are the god, you are the king, and you are coming home from battle. And you know, these horses are wearing the wreaths meaning, you know, victory for you. So let me pull out another card. Hopefully I'll get a little bit more information. Oops. Okay, one more. Alrighty. Let's see. My stomach's growling, I'm hungry. This one. Okay. Oh, and the Emperor. I can move those there. The Empress and the Emperor. The Emperor represents reality, and it represents stability and strength. It represents, again, fighting for the greater good, fighting for the greater purpose. And let me think about this, because I'm wondering if there isn't some opposition. The word stability really hit home when I said that, when it came out of my mouth, because the Ten of Cups is a card of stability, emotional stability, happiness and joy. And for some reason you are sort of, like, something must have happened that's causing you to pull back. It's a natural thing at certain points in all of our lives for something to have happened, and then we do retreat, we do pull back. And sometimes if we feel like our ground has been shaken, and even sometimes this Ace of Swords, even though it can indicate passions and projects and moving forward and all those things, it can also kind of shake up our world a little bit. And the Emperor this might not speak to all of you, but it may indicate a person in your life. If this is you, then this must be someone else. A father or mother figure, someone you respect, an authority, a boss of some sort. So I am wondering if they are not the cause for some of this retreat. And I wish I had a little bit more information about really what this is. A husband or a wife as well. Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of more information. Just, again, the opposition of the cards, the meaning of the cards, the aloneness and the social elements. Your energies as the Empress, something new coming in, some new things with that Ace of Wands, and the Emperor, someone, something that might be causing you to be pulling back and feeling like you have to find truth, feeling though that maybe you're torn in directions. If this speaks to you in a career capacity, it could be, maybe changing jobs even with the Ace of Wands. It's not the Ace of Coins, but but still new opportunities. It could represent a business partner or a business venture, something like that, and someone with whom you might have respect, seeking their advice, things like that. If it speaks to you on a family level, it's probably someone in a more, someone older, someone that you, again, respect. Respect is a big thing here. The Emperor is someone that people respect. And if it's just, in life, and it might speak to you again on a relationship level, if you're if you're married and in a long-term committed relationship, it can mean your husband or wife as well. So, but either way, you have the strength to fight for whatever it is that's causing you. You have the Two of Swords, so there might be a little confusion as to what to do and which direction to take, and how to handle a situation if there was a disagreement, if there was an argument in the family. You have the ability and the strength to persevere and to pull through. And also the Empress being someone, both Empress, someone that others respect as well, not just the Emperor. People respect the Empress as well. And you being more of a guided force. It's kind of like that idea of, again, genders don't matter, so I'm just using the genders of the cards. Being the woman behind the man. And if this person was someone that caused something or someone that people are looking to for advice, you might have more pull in your opinion. Your opinion might matter more than you think. And it's important for you to step out of this, to step out, retreat. This is even a very motion-oriented card, to come out and to emerge. And make yourself known, make your opinions known, because as much as you respect them, they respect you. And if there is or was a conflict that is causing you to pull back, don't allow it to prevent you from speaking and finding resolution. The Ace of Wands, it's not, none of these are negative cards. The Ace of Wands is really like an exciting card. It's a good thing normally. So not quite sure what it is that's causing you to pull back. Something's there. I'm not getting an indication really of what that is, but you might know. You're the ones living it. So the good news is there's not a lot of blockages. There is movement, there is opportunity, there's good things. You are an incredibly strong character this month or the next few months. You have that on your side. You have strength on your side. A lot of major arcana in your reading, and you have people around you that love you, people around you that truly support you. So people that you can lean on in times of issues or unrest. So, all right, Cancer, that is your reading for February 2016. I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Sounds like you actually have a really beautiful month ahead of you. So good luck, and I will see you next month in March. Thanks.